Once again, my name is Jerome Jackson. I'm in a home that was purchased for me through Detroit Wayne County Mental Health, Community Living Services, and PNC Bank. And once again, we've tried to make an agreement with them in purchasing the house. We had an agreement at one particular time. This has stemmed from me living from apartment to apartment, from CLS paying the high rent, and then baiting me into coming into buying a house by getting into a program that they had brought on to the consumers, that we would be able to be homeowners, and it would be better for us to be homeowners than to be living in apartments that cost more than the houses that we were given. So now, once again, I defend my home to say that I shouldn't be evicted from it, from a mistake and a program that was really aimed at disabled people from the very beginning. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, I think that they should come to the table with us again and make sure that this thing gets resolved, because it's really bad the way it's going for people all over the nation that are losing their homes to foreclosure from defraud bank loans. Myself, other people, the other consumers that are in the program with me. And I would just like to see that they come and do their part, because we've done everything that we're supposed to do on our end to meet their end of the bargain, and they keep reneging. So once again, I'm saying, Jerome Jackson, this is my second time making this video, and I'm tired of making it. I really want this to get resolved so that we can finish and get what we need in life, and my life can go on also. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Donald Moore. I live at 4417 Spring Hill Avenue, Inkster, Michigan. I'm making this video in regard to letting people know about the things that's going on in regard to home ownership and people with disabilities. I'm a CLS consumer, which is Community Living Services, along with Wayne County, and I'm here to let people know that people with disabilities have been targeted for home ownership, and we were given false information, or the banks were given false information, or they helped to put us in these homes, and then now they don't want us to continue to live in the home. They want to take away the funding and everything like that they were giving us in order to allow us to live in these homes. I was getting what they call housing, like allowances or compensation and stuff. It helped me pay my rent. Earlier when I lived in a not too secure neighborhood, and then CLS allowed me, with my housing funds, they allowed me to move into a secured area and everything. I had lived in that secured area for 4 years. Then CLS came to me and asked me, do I want to own my own home? And of course, that's been my lifelong dream, to own my own home. I thought I never had an opportunity to do it and everything, because I'm a person with a disability. I live on fixed income and everything. CLS came to me. They said, we have a program that would assist you in finding, maintaining, managing your own home. Then after I went through the classes, I learned what I can learn. They gave me my assistance. They helped me look for a home. We found a home that was suitable, and they helped me with the paperwork, get everything in. They helped me with the funding and everything, and it happened. I own my own home. You could not find a happier person than me when I moved into this home, and everything was fine and everything. Then all of a sudden, they taken away my funding. They say that they can no longer do it and everything. This was after they put everything together. They presented to PNC, which used to be National City. They presented to them paperwork that made me look like I was getting $3,000-4,000 a month, and I'm only getting like, I want, not trying to be personal, but I'm just being honest with you. I'm getting like $600, $700, $800 a month when we first started doing this. So, but CLS, PNC, they had a program where they could show and allow me to own this home and everything. Everything was fine for 10 years. For 10 years, everything was fine. Now all of a sudden, they're gonna take everything away. Everything. Now I'm facing foreclosure, facing eviction and everything, and I'm getting help anywhere I can get it.
My name's Bob Day. I've been active with Detroit Eviction Defense and was fighting foreclosures here in the Detroit area and in Michigan for quite a few years now. I represent Jerome Jackson and now Donald Moore also. And I think it's important to note that Jerome Jackson, for example, began fighting his foreclosure in 2009. So he'd been fighting for a couple years or more when I met him, and when he got active with Detroit Eviction Defense. And the amount of determination, courage he's shown to fight to save his house is really something to take note of. And with both Jerome and Donald, they've become active in Detroit Eviction Defense, and they're leaders in Detroit Eviction Defense in the sense that they support other homeowners in their fights, whether it's Martinez in Southwest Detroit or Jennifer Britt over at Grandmont Rosedale. But all the different campaigns, Jerome, Donald are out there and they're fighting. And it's really brought a lot of, I think, determination to everybody. So the force, the courage that they've brought to this is important. The specific situation with Jerome and Donald is that both are persons with disabilities, have been in wheelchairs their entire adult lives, always rented houses or rented apartments before with housing subsidies because their incomes are supplemental security income or social security disability income. It's a very limited monthly income. Come 2003, Federal National Mortgage Association, Fannie Mae, decided people with disabilities should own homes. And this was in the sort of at the height of the predatory lending crisis when they were all saying everybody should be a homeowner. And it didn't matter what your income was or whatever, we're going to put you in a home. And that's, Fannie Mae targeted people with disabilities. And they said, we got 49 million people with disabilities in this country, so this is a whole new market that we can hit for mortgages. Now, neither Jerome nor Donald could afford a mortgage payment of $1,000 a month when their incomes are $700 or $900. There's no way. But the way Fannie Mae got around this was to say that you can count all, they told the banks this, you can count all of the disabled person's benefits as income. So if they get transportation assistance, count that as income. If they get a chore provider comes in and helps them out, count that as income. Housing assistance, count that as income. Food stamps, count that as income. Nowhere else do you count all these things as income. And not only that, but they said since those aren't taxed, you can add the tax savings. So they ended up showing Jerome making $4,000 a month when his actual SSI income was $700 a month. And that's how they qualified him for the mortgages. The only way it would work would be if Community Living Services, which is the service provider for both of them, and Wayne County, which had the funding, made sure that they were going to pay the bulk of the mortgage each month, and that's what they did. If the mortgage was $900, Jerome would pay $140, and CLS would pay the balance, and that's how it worked. And they convinced Jerome and Donald and a lot of others around the country, people with disabilities, that they should buy these homes and move into these homes, and that they were going to back them up, and that they were going to pay the bulk of the mortgage, and that this was a great opportunity for them. And I don't believe Jerome or Donald, either one, thought they were going to have a chance to own a home. But when this program came along, they were told, oh yeah, you need to get into these homes. This is the way to go. This is what you want to do, is buy this house. Now, when hard times have hit, Fannie Mae made its money off making all these loans. The banks made their money. CLS, Wayne County, they made their money. Now when the collapse comes, benefits are being cut, then CLS says to Jerome Jackson, we're no longer going to pay our portion of your mortgage. So you're going to go into foreclosure. And when Jerome, who'd been in the house for several years, said, well, what can we do here? How can we get some other financing? CLS, the service provider, told him, get a job or turn your home into a group home. Now, they wouldn't say this to anybody else. They said it to Jerome, they'll say it to Donald because they're persons with disabilities, and they figure they can get away with that. And the truth is, we're all old, but Jerome's up in his 50s, Donald's over 60, so am I, not that it matters. And they've been on disability their entire adult lives. So at this point, after putting them in these homes, to tell them the only way you're going to save your home is to go out and get a job is discrimination. It's discrimination against Jerome and Donald and a lot of other people with disabilities around the country who are facing the same situation. So both Jerome and Donald are facing foreclosure and eviction, and we're fighting it. They're fighting it, and we're fighting with them. And Detroit Eviction Defense is determined to defend them to stay in their homes. And that's the campaign that we're trying to build. And it's not separate from all the other homeowners and renters and everybody else they're fighting too to stay in their homes. And that's the kind of campaign we're building. But the focus here on Fannie Mae and on their targeting people with disabilities, we believe is really important, because Fannie Mae is refusing to negotiate. Fannie Mae is saying, there's nothing we can do. You're going to be evicted. And Fannie Mae is the organization that put them in these homes in the first place back in 2003, 2004. So now, after 10 years, Jerome and Donald have put their sweat into making these homes their homes, to make them wheelchair accessible, with lifts and with ramps and so forth. And now it's Fannie Mae, the federal government, that's coming around saying, you got to get out. So Jerome and Donald are saying, we're not going. And all of us in Detroit Eviction Defense standing with them are saying, they're not going. So that's the fight we've got ahead, and it's a big fight.
Yeah, and we'll continue to fight. You know, having a lawyer that really knows how to get involved in the situation that we're in. We're fortunate and glad to be able to come along and get these homes. These homes were given to us on our dreams. You know, our dreams made these homes come fatal. And with CLS saying that they would pay that 30-year mortgage, you know, in assisting us, I really can't understand how can they get to this point now that Fannie Mae was a part of this from the very beginning. And I sent out paperwork. I went to numerous meetings where they were supposed to have other banks to come in, and these homes were not supposed to get foreclosed on. And now they're getting foreclosed on anyway. And myself and Donna, we've been through a lot through the years of moving and satisfying them, giving them some of our monies to pay some of the rent and stuff when they were indeed getting enough funding themselves to take care of us the way that we were supposed to do. And then we did give them some of our income at some point from the rents and moving from place to place. But these were really the bottom line, was to get these homes, live and enjoy in them, and be happy to own them. You know, to have dogs in our yards. Every American boy wants a dog. You know, so we liked it. The idea that we were getting into a program that would let us own homes and become homeowners, and now it's like it's a shattered dream. We're living in a shattered dream, and that's not really right for people to do, people with a disability like that, to give you something and just be able to just come along and take it.
I didn't know we were targeted in the thing. I thought that we were, being given, an opportunity to get our dreams fulfilled.
Sure.
And to come find out later on, we were targeted. We were you know, to be used as examples. You know, that's go and to, you know, actually to take advantage of us because we didn't know that these things were going on and everything. So now, you know what I mean, Fannie Mae, CLS, Wayne County, all of these just want to take our dreams and just really kind of crush our dreams and everything, take our opportunities to be homeowners and everything, to be independent. That's a part of our home ownership, to be independent and to be like what they quote normal people, you know.
Let me say one other thing, which is it's an important point about 2003 when this program started. Federal National Mortgage Association, Fannie Mae, 2003 says Community Home Choice Program. People with disabilities should own homes. And when Fannie Mae wrote that up, they said there are 49 million people with disabilities in this country. That's a big new market. And they said it just that way. It was a business opportunity. And that's how they targeted people with disabilities, because that was an untapped market for mortgages. That's how they got people into these houses, and that's why they got them into the houses. And now for them to turn their backs, this is something we can't accept. And this is the federal government. This is the federal government, Fannie Mae, bringing those funds to Wayne County, CLS, the service provider. That's who's leading the charge on this attack. And Jerome and Donald, the inspiration to a lot of folks here, they live right around the corner from each other. We're in Jerome's house now. Donald lives right around the corner. Both men have been in their homes for about 10 years, and they're able to live with independence and dignity in their homes. They've got good, nice homes, and they're important members of the community and their neighborhoods. And this is something worth fighting for. And so we're really asking people out there, if you're a person with a disability and you're facing some of these situations with Fannie Mae, let us know. And Fannie Mae is the leading foreclosure agent in the whole damn country now. They're doing 70 to 80% of the foreclosures around the country. That's federal government, and that's your tax dollars at work. That's what they're doing, is destroying communities, throwing people out of their homes. So we're urging people to contact Fannie Mae representatives, to contact Wayne County government officials here in Wayne County in Michigan, and to contact Community Living Services, the service provider that's cut off the funds to force both of these men into foreclosure. And Detroit Eviction Defense is the organization we're all working with. We're doing these campaigns, but we're doing more than that. We're doing other campaigns too, other homeowners, tenants, a lot of different people coming together to fight to take control of our communities and our neighborhoods. So we're asking people to come out and support that too. We meet every Thursday at 6 o'clock. We're going to put on the information for if you're able to make some contact, make some phone calls to Fannie Mae or Wayne County or CLS. We appreciate it, and if you can come out to our meetings, the Detroit Eviction Defense, take a look at our website, we'd appreciate that too.